Now, you'll see me here, instead of being shoulders rolled forward and making this a shoulder pressing movement, I'm just gonna do one simple thing, and this will make a huge difference in your results. It's just doing this. You'll see they just cut the lights off on us, so they're trying to tell us to go home, but we got work left to do, baby. So we're just gonna adapt and we're just gonna keep filming. What's up, guys? My name is Jordan Nevels, and thanks for checking out the channel. I'm CEO of Nevels Fitness Agency. You'll see the NF logo. Not only does that stand for Nevels Fitness, but that also stands for natural fitness. Everything we do on this channel is going to teach you how to achieve the best physique of your life naturally and healthy, all right? Now today, I'm going to run you through one of the best chest workouts you could ever get. So I want you to try it out. Always check in the description below, and the entire workout will be detailed for the reps, number of sets, everything you need, okay? I always want to get the mind and muscle connection developed right from the start, all right? So we're going to do some activation exercises, I'll call them, and you're going to do no weights whatsoever, and you're just going to come here with technique, okay? So we'll line it up, elbows slightly tucked in. You're just going to push out. You're just going to slightly turn the wrist out like this. I know it feels weird, probably sounds weird, but give it a try, and you will feel the contraction right in the side divot of the chest there, okay? So we're just going to come here, control it in, control it out, all right? So I always want to lift the weight with the chest. That's what our target muscle is. So we want to contract the chest as hard as we can, always keeping tension on it. So I want you to go through those reps, just get a good set of 20 in, and that's going to help develop that mind-muscle connection. The earlier you can get it developed in a workout, the better workout you're going to have, all right? So after you finish that, we'll get right into the first exercise, which is going to be the good old school cable fly, all right? Now, you probably have a question, like I'll always do when I watch videos, what level do I set it at? What knobs are you using? So if you come in, you'll see here, I have the arm length set in number hold 5, and I have the side length set in hold 6, all right? So we got 5 on the arm, 6 on the base. That's gonna get you set up. I'm about 5'11", so that'll give you a little bit of knowledge of where to set it when it comes to your height, all right? So we're gonna start here on the cable fly. Why do we pick the cable fly first? Because it's gonna target and it's gonna make sure and ensure that that mind-muscle connection is driven right into the chest right from the start before we get into our heavy compound movements. So we're gonna start with a 10-10, right? Always 20 reps. We're gonna go 10 flies and then 10 presses to follow right after, okay? So 10 and 10, hard contractions every single rep right from the start. Now, I always suggest you start a little bit lighter, work your way up, and just use these as warm-up sets to, again, drive home that mind-muscle connection, make sure the muscles are warmed up, the blood's got, that's what we're gonna do. So, I'll start here, I'll grab. With the setup, I'll come in. We're gonna go 10 full and then 10 presses, all right? So we're gonna start with the flies first. Chest is up, we're locked in. The chest should be the first thing that moves. It should never just be the arms moving. It's a chest exercise, so we're gonna what? Contract the chest by squeezing and then lift with the chest and then drive the arms through. So the chest is the primary mover, right? You gotta use the mind to really focus in and feel the chest squeeze, all right? Every rep right from the start of the workout is a hard contraction. Control, squeeze, that's the name of the game. Now we'll flip, going right into the press. You see the elbows are slightly tucked in. Scapula is free to rotate, but I'm still tucked back in, okay? Not initiating with the shoulders. I'm initiating with the chest still. And 10. Woo! So you'll see, that's a light warm-up set for me. We're gonna do 4 sets of 20 reps here, right? 10 and 10. Work your way up until you reach that set where 20 reps is pretty difficult. That's gonna be your first working set, all right? So I'm gonna jump up, I'll hit 4 of my working sets, and then I'll be on to the next exercise. Remember, the mind-muscle connection is everything when it comes to working out and building a good aesthetic physique. So that's what we're gonna do with this first exercise. So you'll notice the control that I have of the weight, and that's a big key. My principles are always time under tension, hard contractions, and intensity. So how long can you keep that muscle under tension, and how hard can you contract the muscle with intensity? So I'm squeezing hard. You'll see I control the weight when it comes back in because I'm letting the chest lower the weight down, and then the chest is initiating the action, boom, to get it to drive back up, okay? Woo! That's 4 sets of 20, baby. You'll see the sweat starting to roll. That's what you want. That first exercise, pick something that gets the blood flowing. And that's gonna set the tempo and tone for the rest of your workout, all right? So let's get busy. Let's go get this incline in, all right? Come on. Now the first thing you're gonna notice is the setup of the bench. So I do the bench at a very low angle, like a 10-15 degree angle, whereas most inclines are set up a lot higher, right? So I just feel like at this incline, you really get a great contraction in the chest, and you feel it more so in the chest and not so much in the shoulders, okay? So I like to start with this incline, and then I'll raise it up to a normal incline after everything is hard, contracted, and feeling good, all right? So we're gonna do 4 sets total, 2 sets at this incline, then we'll raise it up and hit 2 sets of that other incline, all right? So you'll see the weights, I'm starting a little bit light. I'm gonna work myself up, use these as workout sets, as warm-up sets rather, just to get the blood flowing and get that contraction going. So anytime you go into a new set, or a new exercise that is, always take a couple sets to just get used to it, all right? Even though you're warmed up, it's still a new muscle pattern. So don't jump in crazy heavy until the muscles are ready, all right? Here we go. Hard contractions. Control lower with the chest. Now, a few things you'll notice. So I'll lay back down so you can see. When I come out, I'm never wide like this, okay? So the elbows are never super wide like this in a 90-degree angle. That puts way too much pressure on the glenoid fossa and shoulder joints. We don't want that. So you'll see automatically, first thing I do, and you'll hear powerlifters do it a lot, they bend the bar, just meaning that basically you tuck in a little bit, okay? So you're gonna tuck in here, and the scapula is gonna be contracted, retracted, roll back, and the lats are gonna play a little part in that, all right, to keep you stable. So that way you can be in a good position for a safe pressing motion, all right? So you'll see the elbows, I tuck in a little bit. Now, you'll see me here, instead of being shoulders rolled forward and making this a shoulder pressing movement, I'm just gonna do one simple thing, and this will make a huge difference in your results, is just doing this. Tuck back, okay? The scapula is still free to rotate and move a bit, but you always wanna start with that back. Now the chest is working and getting a lot of the action. We're not making it just a shoulder pressing movement, okay? We wanna work the chest. So just rotate that, get that technique together. And the last thing, you'll see I never drop super far below parallel. I try to stop at 90 degrees when it comes to my depth, because in my opinion, 90 degrees is far superior than going deep down in when it comes to the tension and contraction that you're gonna get on the chest. Now, if you're a powerlifter, totally different ball game, because you gotta come down and touch the chest, totally understand that. But if you're just trying to build a safe physique and do it the right way, stop at 90 degrees, all right? So let's go up, work my way up. Remember, 4 sets. We got 2 sets here. Let's turn it up, 2 sets at that angle. Let's go. Back to our exercises that we did at the beginning. The activation exercise. Now you'll see the way I handle the dumbbells at the top with a slight rotation out. And you watch the chest. You'll see the pop in the chest. It just gives you that extra contraction that you can do with a dumbbell that you can't do with a barbell, okay? Control it down. There we go. So the contraction, the chest is pumped. It's getting maximal work on each set, and that's what we want. The weight is not necessarily the end-all be-all of getting results, all right? You want to choose a weight that you can use to make the body work and be stimulated on the muscle. You don't have to go crazy heavy every single time, as long as you're getting that stimulation out of the muscle, right? So I'm at 70s, I'll climb up a little bit more for the next couple sets, but I want to be able to control. If you're wondering how many reps I'm shooting for, I never really count reps. Only thing I count for is to make sure that I can at least get 8 reps. So if I can get 8, then I know it's a weight that I'm comfortable at. If not, I feel like it's a little bit too heavy, and I'm gonna dial it back for what I'm trying to do. So if you can hit 8, from there, it just keeps going until you burn that muscle out, all right? We're just going to muscle failure, and all we're doing is working and focusing on the squeeze. And even if you're not getting full range reps, you can get partial reps. Just work that muscle and get the max stimulation at every single set, every single rep, and that's how you're gonna get great results, all right? Let's go on up. Get that chest activated before you sit. 1, 2, ha. Back in. Let's go to work. Ah. 2 sets with the bench raised up to a normal, regular incline, okay? Now it's bonus territory. So we're gonna go for a Nevels set. You'll see I got the 50s here. I'm gonna drop the weight down some because you're gonna need to do that in order to complete this set. Now what is a Nevels set? So it's gonna be a super set. We're gonna go back to the first exercise, which was our cable fly. We'll still do 20 reps there. Without rest, you're gonna come right into the incline press. But this is how you're gonna do it. You'll start at 1, and then you'll progress until you go all the way up to 10. It's time under tension, remember. 1 second, we'll drive. 2 seconds, drive. 3, drive, and so forth until we reach that 10th and final rep, all right? So max time under tension here. Starting over there, superset back and forth. Gonna create a lot of pump and stress on the chest, all right? So let's knock it out, let's go. I'm gonna do all these flies since I'm going right into a press, so I'm not gonna break it up 10 to 10. I'm gonna go right into 20, okay? 20 straight. Let's go right to the press. 1, hard press. 1, 2. One more, come on. 1. Come on, that last rep, try to get me. Triceps, try to lock up. Come on. 2. Hold it right there for a little extra since I messed up. Here we go. That's a true Nevels set right there, all right? Time under tension meets hard contractions. That's what you get, baby. Great set. Now let's go on to the 3rd exercise. So now the next exercise we're gonna go to is gonna be a reverse dip, all right? Some people like to call them a reverse shrug. I found out about these years ago and I worked these into my routine. I really got some great results. Then I stopped because of injury, so now I'm getting back into these. Very safe exercise, ultimate contraction, all right? Very small movement. So what you're gonna do basically, you'll grab a machine like this, a normal dip machine, and instead of dropping the elbows and driving through the triceps, you're gonna keep the arms pretty much locked out completely. And you're gonna go in reverse and push yourself up, and it's really gonna contract the chest. This is a great exercise for the pec minor to really build that portion up, okay? So we're gonna go 4 sets of this exercise. So Just going max reps on each set, okay? Nice, slow, controlled. Keep everything tight. Shoulder blades are retracted, locked in. Nice and safe, all right? Always pack them down. Here we go. So I'm here, instead of bending like a normal, we're gonna press up. With the chest. Really engages the pec minor, something fierce and serious, all right? So I want you guys to do 4 sets of that. Take your time. If you can only do 1 or 2 reps starting out, that's totally fine. We're all about getting better and just progressing, all right? Just progressing, overload and progressing. If you need to, always feel free to use a spot on this. You can just sit on this backwards if you're not at a level where you can do these yet, and then you'll still get the same work, still get results, all right? So we're gonna do 3 more sets, 4 sets total, and we're moving on. We're gonna come back to the dumbbells. We're gonna go decline dumbbell press, all right? Now you'll see, I have a weight here. I'm gonna put this plate and prop it right underneath the bench here, all right? Now, you may be asking, why don't you use a traditional decline bench? Same thing as on the incline. I feel like that real steep decline puts a little too much pressure into the shoulders, all right? I feel like this is a better contraction, much safer, and I just really like this angle right here, okay? So I want you to try that. Grab a plate. If you have benches in the gym that lift up, slide it underneath there. That's gonna give you just enough of a decline to get that perfect angle and contraction that we want, all right? So again, we're gonna go 4 sets. Same exact technique as we did on the incline, all right? Let's go. Remember, new exercise. So we're gonna do at least 1 warm-up set just to get the muscle motor pattern down for the decline angle. That's our first working set. So right after the set, I want you to drop the dumbbells, put the feet up on the bench, and you're gonna go a burnout set with the push-ups, all right? So we're gonna superset press with the push-ups. 4 sets, all right? Let's get it. Yeah. Hands right underneath the chest, flat back. Contract the chest. Don't be afraid to go to failure, baby. Failure's where the growth is, all right? Don't be afraid. Get partial reps if you can get partials. Go as hard as you can go every set, all right? Woo! 3 more sets, and we're done with the decline. I may not have commented on this before, but rest time. Now, when we're doing a movement like the fly to warm up, I want you to take minimal rest. So I may take 20 seconds, 30 seconds between sets because the goal is just trying to pump blood in there, okay? So 20, 30 seconds maximum between those. When we come to these compound movements, they're compound movements, so they're gonna get you tired. So I don't want you to go back too fast before you're rejuvenated for the next set. For me, this is the way I've trained, so I've adapted to it. So I need about a minute between sets maximum, okay? So I want you to just take as much time as you need. Don't go over 90 seconds because we want to get you in that same habit as well. But if you come back sooner, all right? You'll see me and mine might be 30, 45, 60 max, all right? All right, guys, we're deep into the workout now, but I want to show you one that I do because to me, I always want to be an athlete first more than anything, all right? So you'll see here I have a decline bench, and we're going to go single arm press here, okay? Now, being set up, you'll see how my setup is. I'm going to be on the edge of the bench here, going with the outside arm as the one that's pressing. Now, my legs are going to have to be stable. Hamstrings, and most of all, the core is going to have to be tight. So that's anti-rotation muscles in the core are gonna really be firing super, okay? My outside arm will be straight up, and I'm gonna press here, but the core is under max tension to just stabilize. So there's maximal tension running through the entire body in this one exercise, okay? So I always wanna switch it up and mix in not just bodybuilding exercises, but I wanna do stuff that's athletic, it's gonna benefit the entire body as well, right? So we're gonna hit 4 sets of these, each arm. Start with the lightweight. First time you do it, just work on the technique, all right? Take your time, go without any weight, because it is a very tricky exercise if you're not used to it. Hey, you'll see they just cut the lights off on us, so they try to tell us to go home, but we got work left to do, baby. So we're just gonna adapt and we're just gonna keep filming. I apologize for the lights, but hey, let's get it in. So we'll go through the setup here. Coming to the edge of the decline. I'll come through the bridge, so the glutes, hamstrings are gonna be nice and tight. Rock the dumbbell back. I'm here. We'll go up. Control. Squeeze the core. Keep the core tight. Hit the other side. Now, if you want an extra good degree of difficulty, you can always raise the bench up slightly, and you can always obviously increase the weight a little bit more, okay? So we'll hit the other side, and we're gonna go. We're gonna try to get 4 sets on each arm, all right? Really working that core, those anti-twist muscles, really being activated. It's gonna be a very unique and different feel for you, okay? So again, take your time with it, work yourself up, and just try it out. Let me know in the comment section how you like this exercise, all right? So you'll see, I've raised the bench up just slightly to get a more decline, and that's gonna increase the difficulty of this exercise, make it harder to balance, more struggle, okay, on the core. You may ask, why are you creating that unstable surface? And all these different variables with the body in that pressing movement. But when you come and you go back down to a normal press, where you have a stable bench, it's gonna be a whole lot easier. We made it to the last and final exercise, all right? Back to one of our bodybuilding exercises to finish this is gonna be the pec fly here, okay? Same technique. Always chest up and out, contract the chest, hard squeeze, but we're gonna finish. I wanna do 6 sets. We're gonna do 15 reps of each set, all right? With only 30-second breaks, all right? So it's almost like we started on the cable fly, except this is gonna be a little bit heavier. We're gonna squeeze, 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 get the reps in there. Short break time, 30 seconds, we're right back in there, all right? Only difference here, I always wanna get a hard contraction every rep, but in between breaks, let's get a hard flex too, all right? So you're gonna be holding time under tension, 30 seconds of flexing the chest in between sets, and then you're right back in, all right? So there's little to no break time between this last one, but I always like to finish a workout with an exercise and a setup that's gonna pump tons of blood in there to finish it out, all right? So we'll come here real quick. You wanna see the setup? I got it set on hole number 2 here. You'll say, why not back further? Same thing, I don't like to get a big long stretch back on this machine. Just for me personally, it hurts more than it helps, so I'm trying to keep my shoulders healthy. I don't want to go super far stretch back, plus I'm still kind of recovering from a teres injury that's been bothering me for almost 2 years now, so I'm finally back to be able to work the chest again, and so I'm slowly recovering and starting to build back up, so I don't want anything that's going to set me back again, okay? So. And shout out, if anybody out there, if you know anything about the teres specifically, any of you physical therapists, anybody like that, please reach out to me, leave a comment below, because I'd like to get some insight from you too. It's all about that. I don't know everything, you don't know everything, we just work together and create a good friendship, hopefully, all right? So anyways, let's get this sets in, set up, lock back, 15 reps. 15. Now we're gonna flex. Just squeeze and hold, 30 seconds. Hard as you can flex it. You can grab here, grab a hold of something. I like to go here and turn out to really make it contract in there. Go right back in. Woo! Another 15, baby. The flexes work too. So it's not really a rest at all. One little tip. You'll see that I don't put the hands together always. A lot of people think you gotta touch the hands to work the chest. You don't, okay? The chest is not connected to the hands. So by them touching does not create more tension in the chest. You'll see if I come in, I'll show you one. When I touch here, now I'm starting to get some internal rotation of the shoulder, hunching over just to get the hands to touch. And that's not what we want, okay? Stay locked back. Hard contractions. Move the chest. Contract the chest first. Woo! There it is. Chest is feeling good, baby. We feeling blessed. Thank you for joining me. On my official first video on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining in, following along. I hope you guys try it out. I hope you get great results from it. And I hope that you would please continue to follow, encourage. Leave your comments below. Let me know how you enjoyed the workout as always. Any recommendations you may have, suggestions, questions, please, please, please reach out to me. I'll have my Instagram located right here so you can see that. Reach out to me via email, comments, whatever, and I'll always do my best to get back to you because I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. So until next time, I have another slamming workout for you. God bless you. God keep you. I'll see you then.